someone said, how do I prepare for a speech? I think there's a lot, there's a lot that goes into that, but perhaps there's a shorter answer that you could give us a sort of key
Yes.
Key bins of preparation.
Absolutely. Let me give you a few top things. First and foremost, you have to think about who is the audience I'm speaking to? What's important and relevant to them related to the topic I want to speak on? All of us, when we communicate, suffer from the curse of knowledge and the curse of passion. We know a lot about what we're saying and we care a lot about it. And because of that, we can make assumptions, start too deep, etc. First, think about your audience relative to your topic. That's number one. Number two, come up with a clear goal. Many of us take our audience on a journey of our discovery of what we want to say as we're saying it. We don't have a clear path. To me, a goal has three parts: information, emotion, and action. What do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? And what do I want them to do? Once you have an understanding of your audience and your goal, then apply a structure. Don't just list and itemize information. Problem, solution, benefit, past, present, future, what, so what now. There are myriad structures. If you do that, you will have content that's meaningful to your audience and increases the likelihood of fidelity of the communication. Then you have to practice. It's not enough to have a good message. You have to practice the delivery. If you do those things, you will give better talks, you will have better conversations and better meetings.
I was thinking about something a few moments ago. For people that are afraid of public speaking because they might choke or dissolve into a puddle of their own tears on stage or freeze or whatever, do you think it's useful? I would think it would be useful to try and think about what you want to happen as opposed to what you don't want to happen.
That's right. That's right. A lot of people envision the worst and they self-create that, right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Imagine what the potential could be. Set yourself for that positive expectation. And it doesn't have to be, this is going to be the best communication ever. Just be, I'm going to add value. People are going to learn something. People won't make a mistake that I'm advising them to avoid. Just have a positive outcome in mind, and that can really help. So thinking about what value is in it for you and for your audience before you communicate can really make a big difference.
A few people asked questions that relate to interpersonal relations that you may be equipped to solve for them, but like, how should I win an argument without losing somebody? I think is that a different podcast?
That would be a whole different podcast. Here's what I'll tell you though. Listening is important. A lot of our arguments are over things that really don't exist. When I've done some mediation work in my life, and the number one thing I make people do when I bring two people who disagree together is I make each listen to the other. And often the argument disappears. People didn't realize that. And the second bit of advice, I learned this from two friends of mine, and my wife and I deploy this a lot. When we are set up to have a disagreement, we each declare how important whatever the issue is to us is. Because we assume, if I'm really passionate about something, I assume when we're arguing that you're equally as passionate. But that's not always true. But if I come at you with my full passion and you're not as passionate, I'm going to make you more passionate. So all of a sudden we're fighting. So if I want to go out to Chinese food, my wife wants to go out to Mexican food, I might say, for me, Chinese food is an 8 because I really have been craving it. She says, Mexican food for me is a 3 today. There's no fight. There's no argument. But if she says it's an 8 and I say it's an 8, then we have the issue. So understanding the prioritization and really listening to understand what's involved, you can mitigate a lot of the conflict that you're having.
Somebody asked, how do I get rid of filler words, like, etc.?
I had a guest on my show.